Love historical biblical fiction? Then you'll want to see what's happening on this week's episode of Book Pre-Review. Stay tuned. Hi, Terri Gillespie here, and this is Book Pre-Review, the books I'm excited to read. And if you're new to this series, I'd be so grateful for the likes, comments, and shares, and especially when if that red subscribe button is still red, sure would appreciate a click on that as well. This week's featured book is The Prince and the Prodigal by bestselling and award-winning author Jill Eileen Smith. This book was released in February, and it is available in hardback, paperback, and eBook. And thanks to NetGalley and Revell for an advanced reader's copy for my honest review. Now, the genre of this book is biblical fiction, religious historical fiction, and religious historical romance. And I actually know Jill. Jill and I met at a writer's conference. But if you want to get to know Jill a little bit more, here is her website, www.jilleileensmith.com. And of course, that popped up on the screen thanks to my wonderful husband. And now that it's gone, it hasn't disappeared because in the description section, the link is down there along with all sorts of great information about Jill and about Jill's book and some other links on where to buy the book and just some great information. More about that later. But in the meantime, here is a bio excerpt for Jill. Jill Eileen Smith is the best-selling and award-winning author of the Wives of King David series, which was a great series, the Wives of the Patriarchs, Daughters of the Promised Land, The Heart of the King, and Star of Persia, Esther story, along with nonfiction books, When Life Doesn't Match Your Dreams, and She Walked Before Us. Her research has taken her from the Bible to Israel, and she particularly enjoys learning how women lived in the Old Testament times. And as someone who's been to Israel several times, I can tell you it's a life-changing experience. When she isn't writing, she loves to spend time with her family and friends, read stories that take her away, ride her bike to the park, snag date nights with her hubby, try out new restaurants, or play with her lovable, helpful cat, Tiger. Jill lives with her family in Southeast Michigan. Stay warm, Jill. It's cold up there. Come on down to Georgia. And now here are the publisher notes. Joseph is the pampered favorite son of the patriarch Jacob. His older brothers, deeply resentful of his status in the family, take advantage of the chance to get rid of him, selling him to slave traders and deceiving their father about his fate. It seems like their troubles are all over. But for Joseph and older brother Judah, they are just beginning. While Joseph is accused of rape and imprisoned, Judah attempts to flee the memory of his complicity in the betrayal of his younger brother. After decades apart, the brothers will come face to face in a stunning role reversal that sees Joseph in a position of great power while Judah has to beg for mercy. Will forgiveness or vengeance win the day? Best-selling and award-winning author Jill Eileen Smith brings her considerable research and imaginative skills to bear in this vivid retelling of the most popular stories found in Scripture, a story of jealousy, betrayal, and a reconciliation that only God could bring about. Now, What I love about biblical fiction is the opportunity to really explore characters. And if you're a fan of the Chosen television series, you see how important it is to look at biblical characters as real people, because that's what they were. They were real people. And that's what biblical fiction can do. It can help us to see people as real people, flawed and searching and wanting the love of God and the forgiveness of God, just like the rest of us. Now, you can purchase The Prince and the Prodigal at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. At the time of this filming, it wasn't yet on BookBub, but if it is by the time the show airs, I will make sure to put the link on there. And if you are not a part of BookBub and you are an avid reader, you should be a part of BookBub, because you can get some great deals on ebooks there. It's also available on christianbook.com and your local retailers or bookstore. And if it's not on the shelf, which is unlikely, but if it's not on the shelf, be sure and go up to the customer service counter and ask politely if they can order it for you. My reviews are posted on applicable venues such as Amazon, BookBub, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, NetGalley, and ChristianBook.com. And remember, I talked about all those links down below. In the description section, there's also a link to my website, which has all sorts of really fun information, where you can buy my books, sample chapters of the books, some recipes from the books. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, you get a couple of free gifts. So it's just fun. And I do I forget that I do a daily devotion called Daily Word. And I also have over 600 blogs on the book of Proverbs. So there's something for everybody on the website. And also, if you could subscribe, like, and follow these social media icons, all the links are down below. I would sure appreciate it. So thanks so much for stopping by. And remember that Jill is my March author highlight. And so that means Jill will be giving away probably this book, maybe even something more. We'll have to check it out. And you'll love getting to know Jill. She is just so sweet, and maybe her kitty will show up in the interview as well. So thanks again for stopping by. Be sure and stop by next week for another episode of Book Pre-Review, the books I'm excited to read. And in the meantime, God bless and keep reading. Keep your reading. Keep your reading.